Hey guys, good morning. How are you? Samuel here. So, this is regarding the Rails app of what I created. And for me, um, what I did was I created a jet Rails project to simulate, on an actual physical jet. And the first thing I did was I'm going to go into my what they call models here, kind of give you a quick breakdown of several things. As you said, obviously there's a user, and the user will need an actual flight for that to occur. Then you have the flight ride, which is the process of you getting on the actual jets itself. So to give ourselves a little bit of head start, I want to put in thin start dash dash SSL, and you might be asking yourself, why is that crucial? See, normally when we start up our browser, we just put in the numbers, which is 00, and I'm just gonna give that a go here so you can see. But this page isn't working; it wouldn't work. So this is what that thin start does. We get to be specific. It lays some things out for us there. And we had the zero just like that, 0.0 dot 0 dot 0 dot 0, and there we have it. Now as you can see, that work in some cases you might run into something like this, not secure. It's not necessarily a bad thing. It's just saying your browser is not used to this kind of address. So the goal of today is very simple. I'm going to simulate a user working through the app and creating a user and logging in and saying what flights has been created and see if they can log into that, as well as delete some flight. Then we're going to log out of it and come back into Facebook and try to log in as well. So let's start with something simple. Name, we said Nelson. Last name, password, say South Africa. Something very simple. Create that user quickly. And you see prompt just right into going to a flight. All the flights that are available. Also at the bottom, excuse me, it shows flights that has passed inspection, which means, okay, this flight is great for what it is, but there are other flights that are specific to pass inspection. As you can see, our flight pass inspection, because even though we didn't put a flight ID here, so flight, fall, cost, partners, and destination. So, and if you say you're a user and you don't like this flight, you want to create your own flight, which is great. You could have that option. I just want to check. We're gonna simulate that you pass inspection at this point. You're gonna give it a flight cost, just like a trip when you go into anywhere in the world. No flight is free, except if it's a air fly mileage. So let's say something very simple, like $1,000. Destination. You say you want to take it to Jamaica. All right. Um, there we go. Flight departure time. We want you to live at 11 a.m. Eastern time. And flight seat, it's a private jet. We say it seats about 8 people. Okay. In the process, as you see, when I hit the flight, it creates the flight for us, and we have it there. It says inspection for cost shows 1,000. $1,000 for your flight. Jamaica is the destination. Flight departure 11. Flight seat 8 people. Now here you can upgrade that. You could go, economy if you want. You could go coach, or you could go first class. In this case, I'm assimilating you're a millionaire, so we're gonna have you go first class. Then you're gonna, go on the flight ride, and there you go, and give you a username, flight ride itinerary, flight ride ID, flight class, first class, and the flight actual ID. Why didn't we put the user's whole information in here? Because people I've traveled, and people do tend to forget the itinerary and where they seat and whatever. You don't want that information for everybody to access, but you as the owner of that itinerary, you could say, okay, my ride is 54, I have my name, and when you go to the counter, they might ask you for flight ID, and they'll ask you for your last name, which automatically puts you in that place. So we're going to do several things. Say we're going to see our flight, and as you can see, it lists right back, takes us back to that page of index that lists all the flight. You could go on whatever flight you want, and you can even go back here. Let's say you came back to the index page and you want to upgrade your flight, you could go back here and click coach. That's what you want. I'm going flight ride, and now you are upgraded to coach, as you can see right there. And as you also notice, it actually gives us the option to delete the flight. Say, you know what, you changed your mind. You don't want this flight anyway. The beauty of the delete button is not only does it delete the flight, it logs you out automatically as well, which I think is pretty cool. Now, part two, let's simulate that you forgot your username or password. You just don't feel like it, but you have a social media account. In this case, what I primed it up was logging through Facebook. So as you can see, I kind of put in my Facebook account, created a dummy Facebook account for this already. So as you can see, automatically log me right in, right? And so let's say in the case of maybe uh, I don't have a Facebook and we want to log into social media or Instagram, that those options are available somewhere else as well. There's a way to do that, but for this project to make it simple, I simply went with Facebook, nothing less. Okay, and same thing applies. You could go look right through flights. You could create your own flight if you want to. You say you change your mind, just go back. You could go on. You can see all the available flights already. You can see, you can even update it if you want to. You want to go coach, you could go on that flight ride if you choose to. And let's say, hey, you're done your day, you're done. You can log out. Very simple. The third piece of it, because you stick with me to the end of this video, is outside of the signing up through regular sign up and Facebook, I also created a third piece, which I didn't mention to you, as I know some people tend to skip out early. If say you don't want to sign up and you don't want to log in through your Facebook, assuming you already have an account with the app. So let's say you just hit create user. It prompts you to what we call a login page. And what that is going to say, oh, Peter or Nelson, you were here already. Okay, I have an account. What's your password? And we're going to say South Africa. I'm not sure if I put space in between or not. If I don't, that's fine. It may not log us in, but if it does, that's great too. Sign, say South Africa, say log in. See, it's not letting us log in. Choose your username. Obviously, username was wrong. See, let's try this one more time. South Africa. If not, just for me to play with this, I will create something simple. Okay, let's say, so we can log in later on. We say Bob, something simple. Bob password is 1 2 3 4 5 6 7 8 9 and 0. A lot of creativity there. And just for kicks, we're gonna click on one of these flights randomly. We're gonna go on the flight, and we're gonna say, Bob, you know what? Log out. We want to sign you in, so we're gonna go to Bob. And we're gonna put in that password 1 2 3 4 0, and log us right back in. So, and that will simply just take us right back to the page of what we saw. And for some interesting reason, it kept defaulting to Sandy, which I found quite interesting. 2 3 4 5 6 7 8 9 0. And I might be missing numbers in between, but you get the idea. All right. Again, we could go right back into, and if that doesn't work, you could just create a new user and log back in, and you could also log in through Facebook. So that is a quick summary of my app, and that's how that rolls with those pieces. And for some that are super curious and want how things work on the back end, obviously you're gonna show you a quick picture of my schema. That's what flight ride has users ID, flight ID, flight class. Obviously, flight has its inspection for all cost destination, flight departure. flight seats, and a user has a username and obviously user cache, but I choose not to use this as some people tend not to carry cache with them. And as even though I had it in there, I didn't permeate that through the project, as then we have to be checking credit cards and all those pieces. I want to build it, but I'm not talented yet to do that. So I'm working on that. And just to give you a quick synopsis of the view, obviously you have your the file, flight, ride, flight. You have your users and sessions. Obviously, that is huge for that piece. Then just give you a quick look at my validations to make sure that you understand how those work. Validation name presence has to be true, simply saying there has to be a name of a user, else they're not going to know who you are. When you're creating a user as well, your name has to be, within 0 to 9 letters. So you can have like 26 letter as a username. It's not going to let you do that. Flight validations, inspections must be present, must be true. Foil cost must be present and true. Destination must be present. Flight departure must be present. Flight seat must be present as well. And if you recollect, in the project there, in the index page for the flight, I had a section that talks about a flight that passes inspection. The scoop is what's making that happen. Listing out to us what flights pass inspection. That is quite huge. And that is, and also in here, this is where I put my business logic in terms of if a user cache is lower than the flight, they can go or they can't. And if a user, if the fall cost is more than what the user has, they can go, and all those good stuff. It's because of timing, it's videos, gig space. I'm kind of rushing to speeding through that a little bit. So that's the quick synopsis of my app. Any questions, feel free to let me know. I will be putting this on YouTube. And rock and roll. Stay awesome. You guys are great. Happy programming. Take care. Bye.